All right. Hey, team. Welcome to our weekly Monday Night Huddle. I'm Amber Ike.
And I'm Obi.
And we're excited to just spend some time with you guys tonight. Just a couple of quick announcements for this week. We have a new ambassador training this Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our very own Amanda Foster is going to be leading that. And that is 30 minutes, you guys, of basic, great information that you need to get started on the right foot, whether that's with the products, with the opportunity, or a combination of both. So if you have a new ambassador that you've recently sponsored, or maybe you're a new ambassador, jump on to that because it is such valuable information. And that is Wednesday at 8 p.m. You should have gotten an invitation to that event. We've created an event, and that has the Zoom link. It's in the same type of format. Thursday night at 8:30 p.m., we are having, he's playing with like paper here, and it's like driving me crazy. We're like a minute in, and we're already like driving each other crazy. This is a good sign. No, but Thursday night we're having a Facebook event, and these are awesome for inviting your friends and family to learn more about Plexus. And we're really excited about this format because we're going to be posting about all the products, but then we're going to have some live, Facebook Live, that whole scary Facebook Live thing. We're going to have some people from our team sharing their testimonies live in the event. So it'll be really, really interactive and fun, and bring those testimonies to even greater life. They're so great when they're written out, but there's something about just hearing it from that person's voice that is very powerful. So get your friends, get your family invited to that event. For those of you who did that video contest, this is a great way to reach out to those people and follow up with more information, letting them know, hey, we've got this going on Thursday night. It's going to be about an hour and a half max, comfort of your own home. This is going to get you some great information about our products and share some stories along the way with people who've had success. So such a great way to reach out to people. So that is this Thursday, and I posted the link earlier in our team page. I think we're calling it Halloween Spooktacular, or no, Plexus Spooktacular. Yeah, that's it. So look for that event and start inviting people. And then we will not have Huddle next week, October 31st, because of Halloween. And so I'm sure a lot of people will be out with their littles trick-or-treating and loading up on candy that none of us are going to want to eat. Last year, we had so much that we
lasted about 6 months. So.
Well, no, we ended up we need to just donate it. You know how there's places that you can donate it to afterwards? That's what we need to do this year, because it's not going to go very far in our house. So anyways, no Huddle next week, and we will meet up the week after. Also, for those of you in Illinois, I think most of you know, I'm from Illinois, and so I'm going back, in case he's raising the roof. I'm going back to Illinois, and I'm so excited to see those of you that live. It doesn't have to be Illinois only. I'm welcoming people from Iowa, Indiana, Missouri, Wisconsin. If you're in any of those. If you're not and you want to come from further than that, that's fine too. But I will be there. I leave next Thursday, not this week, but next week. And then we have 3 events. We have one in Quincy, one in Princeton, and one in Galesburg. And so we'll have a sip and see, an opportunity event where you can bring friends and family to learn more. And then after that, we'll do a quick ambassador training and really just some fellowship time where we can just have fun hanging out, basically. So that is next weekend. Other than that, I think that's it for the announcements. If you guys have anything, put it in the chat. One more week, you guys, to finish those goals strong. I know a lot of you are pushing for certain ranks this month. So finish strong. You have one full week, and anything is possible when you really commit to it. All right, let's see here. Oh, you guys are talking about the candy. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I'm going to Leaders Retreat. Good job, Jill. I feel like it's day by day around here. I'm like, what's today? Yes, so Tristan and I, you guys are going to be going to Leaders Retreat. We leave this Thursday. really excited to spend some great time in Dallas. And any information that comes down the pipeline, we will be sharing with you guys for sure. At Leaders Retreat, they do share the location of convention, which is always exciting. That's my favorite part of every event, is finding out where the next event is in true Blue fashion. I love traveling. So we'll get to find out where convention is going to be held in June. Just some great things are usually revealed at Leaders Retreat. So we will keep you guys informed for sure. Between Tristan and I, we will keep you guys informed. Okay. So for tonight, we didn't really have a ton like planned per se. We thought we would kind of just share our journey with Plexus and how things have changed, like how they're different now than they were in the beginning for us. And like I said, if you guys have questions, I have the chat open, or if you want to unmute yourself, go for it, because we want this to be beneficial to you. But we know that this journey can be a challenge, and I'll let him talk at some point. Don't worry. If you tune in to listen to him, I'll let him talk at some point. But no, we know that this journey can be a challenge for families, for marriages, you know, for anyone and everyone. So we were just going to kind of share our story. So go for it. I'm going to mute myself. No, and he's a Ruby ambassador, by the way. I don't think I mentioned all that, but that's exciting. So for us, I think when I jumped in, I had an original goal. A lot of you know, I just wanted to become a stay-at-home mom. And financially for us to make that happen, I had to make $1,000 a month to really be able to walk away from what I was doing and be home with Eli, our son. And so I think that when I jumped in, that was my goal. Did you feel like this was going to turn into anything bigger, or like, did you think it was just going to be a hobby? Like, what did you think?
Well, at first I thought it was going to be a hobby. But she's been in, she's tried network marketing before.
Just once.
Well, yeah, just once, but that was a while. But I honestly thought this was just going to be a hobby. So I wasn't sure if this is something that would, you know, pan out or anything. But you know, the first month she tried it, and first month she was able to bring in what, $1,000.
I met my goal.
She met her goal that first month. Goal. Yeah.
So you think I could quit my job, right? No.
So I was like, okay, this is probably a fluke, you know. Just let's try it one more time, you know. And then the second month.
No, you said I had to double the goal.
Well,
yeah. Getting the goal again wasn't enough. I had to double it.
Yeah. So I said, okay, let's go again the second month, you know, because you just don't want to quit your job yet, and
yeah, you do.
And then you know, only to find out that this didn't work out. So we, you know, went the second month, and what, you promoted that second month too, right?
To gold, yeah.
To gold, yes. So she pretty much doubled, you know.
I think I doubled it by the end of March. So 3 months in, I had doubled that goal.
So I wanted her to go one more time. I said, okay, do this again, you know.
This is what happens when you marry an accountant.
You know, do this, like, do this
one
again.
Good month isn't enough.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, hey, you know, first month was okay. Second month, third month, then I knew, okay, this is business, you know, you meant business. So she went the third month, and I think you promoted again. You literally promoted every month, you know, till she hit what, Senior Ruby? Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is not like any network marketing business. You know, this is something totally different. So, you know, I think it was the third month you quit your job. And then, yeah, she quit her job the third month, like, and the rest was history. So,
yeah. And that was really my goal in the beginning, like just to be able to stay home. And then, but I think like once that happened, my goal got bigger. You know, I was like, wow, if this is what it's doing for our family just 3 months in, like imagine what it can do for my friends, you know, families, my family in and of itself. You know, I think at that point, like 3 months in, I was like, whoa, like this is huge, what we have in our hands. And I think my commitment level grew even more. Like it wasn't just this like, okay, let's make $1,000 a month for us. It was like, let's help anyone and everyone that wants help. And So then I think my commitment was even more in the business.
Yeah. And we were literally just, because we both had, student loans at the time, and we still do, or this close to paying that off. And then, we had all the bills, credit card bills and everything. And I mean, I had a good job. I have a good job, good paying job, but, knowing that you have that extra income, that would help around. I mean, it literally puts your mind at ease. And at the same time, it makes you pretty much think outside the box, So to me, to us, that was a big plus, just knowing that she was able to pretty much do what she loves doing and make money doing it.
So, and if you guys have questions, like I said, feel free to throw them out there, but I'll quiz them then. Reporter style. No. So what do you think were like some of our challenges though? Like, because we're trying to we realize maritally, this can be a hard thing for, at least it was for us, for a while.
I can tell you the first few months, I mean, she was literally glued to her phone, nonstop, I mean, we could be out on a date and...
No, we didn't really go on dates. We didn't go on dates until months down the road because we never went on dates. It wasn't in our budget, you guys. Our dates in the beginning were us watching TV together. That was one of the first conflicts / compromises.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we did do date night, but that was just once a month, really.
Because it was $10.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's right. We would just, watch a movie, just chill and not do much, But she was literally glued to her phone. And
he would sit, we had a little townhome, and he would sit in the living room watching the movie, and I'd be right next to him in the dining area, on my computer working.
Yeah.
So I didn't really tell you I was working. I think he just saw me on Facebook all the time. And so I think, and I mean, that's really how we run our businesses anyway.
Right.
So, but I don't think you saw it as working. I think you saw it as, okay, I'm choosing Facebook people over you.
And I'll be quite honest. I was annoyed for a moment. I was why are you always on your phone? What's the big deal? But I think it's key that I guess you just want to be able to set boundaries, and just
that took us a while though.
Yeah, it did, but one of the things we pretty much talked about is maybe setting up having a schedule, having, a set schedule, just knowing that, okay, these are my office hours, I can do this, from this time to this time. And then this time I'm just going to set aside for the family. This time we're going to have, date night on a regular basis, so I think it was just, I guess, just setting the time for certain, for your own business.
But I don't think that really happened. I'm just giving you the backstory. I don't think any of those good things happened until literally a year into the business. I think the first year was really just me having these dreams and goals and doing what I had to do and not really including him in it. You know what I mean? I think it was my thing, and I thought he would just get it. And I didn't do a good job of being this is our thing.
Well, I would say maybe I didn't really catch the vision at first.
I wasn't throwing it. I wasn't even throwing the vision to you.
Yeah, but I think where I got it was when I attended, the first Plexus event, and I just saw I saw a lot of guys, really into this thing. And I was like, I've never seen that many guys, just talking about, this little thing, pink drink, So I think that was really encouraging, and I think after that event, I think that was Leaders Retreat
of 2014. And that's another thing though, so I signed up basically December 31st, 2013. January rolled around. I went to Super Saturday. He watched Eli for that. And then what was I going to say? Oh, so that convention was in May in Dallas, and we had planned for him to come with Eli. And last minute, I just was like, this is going to be too much. Like the hotel we were staying at didn't have an indoor pool, like all those things we think of as a mom. Like, how are you going to entertain your kid? And so
pretty much ditched me.
Yeah, I pretty much ditched him. And that was my bad. Like, just being like, I'm just going to go to Dallas. You stay home with Eli. I think for me, and I'm just going to be real, I think as a mom, we're kind of always in mom mode. And so for me, I was feeling like when I needed to do Plexus stuff, I needed you to be default dad. And that's good for some things, but I think there came a point where I had to realize we have to talk about that and we have to communicate, and he's not going to want to be default dad all the time. Yes, he's there for our family and he's doing all these things, but that's the thing. At some point we got to the point where he would be like, okay, you might want to have a backup, a babysitter just in case, he had to go on a work trip or something, if I really need to plan something Plexus related and we didn't know his schedule, he's like, you might want to back up. And to me, I was like, you're the dad, you are the backup, but he has a business too, so I couldn't just be like, well, tag, you're it, so that was a big change for us. And that was probably over a year into it that I realized it's going to take more than just the two of us to really do this thing, the way we wanted to.
And I think that's the key thing, I think I'm also to blame, because I thought this was just her, just all about her, just Amber, I just let her do whatever she wants to do and I'll just go do my own thing, but it's a joint effort, and I think when your significant other sees that, and when you just invite him and invite him to some of your events, if it's leaders retreat or any other Plexus event, I think it's worth having just have your husband join you, just one or two events, and you'll be so surprised, what would happen, once they do that. So.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys can relate. Dora said her husband is very close to banning her from Facebook. Well, and that's the thing. It's
that,
I literally could be texting my mom, who happens to be an ambassador on our team, but I could be texting her about something non-Plexus, and he would be like, oh my gosh, stop doing Plexus. Because anytime I was on my phone, he just assumed it was work related.
I literally look for ways to make, well, I won't say that, but to pretty much disable her internet. Or
really?
I mean,
is that why some of my we had an issue logging on earlier?
No, but because it was annoying. It was but I'm glad I didn't do that. So
let's see here. Carrie says when he started seeing bonus money hit the checking account every week, he got over it though. Yes. Carrie, isn't your husband financially minded too?
Yeah, I think that when we talked the other week, we said that it sounded like we're kind of married to the same man. He's actually an engineer, but not an accountant, but I think that's very similar brain waves.
Yeah, it's the same brain happening. Yes. And that's the thing. It's I remember Jen Hawkins' husband saying the same thing, with every growing paycheck, his belief just kept building. And for some people, that's just, numbers speak to them, so numbers don't lie. So I think that's huge. Did you want to say?
No, just, I would say just get him involved, and when I say get him involved, just ask him random questions, hey, how do I do this? I'm trying to do this for my team. Do you have any suggestions? Just get him involved, make him feel like he's part of, because he is part of your business. He is part, you guys are running a business, together, even though, it feels like you're just doing this alone, but just get him involved, you know, ask him questions, you know, and you'd be pretty amazed, you know, at some of the responses you will, you know, get back. And as you do that, just take baby steps, you know, and as you do that, before you know it, he's the one saying, hey, you know, did you do this? You know, how's your business going? How's the business going? You know, and before you know it, it's how is our business going? You know, how's it going? Is there anything I can do to help out? You know, one of the things, you know, I made her do was because first of all, get a babysitter. You know, she is super mom. You know, she wants to do everything on her own. And I'm
frugal. I'm super frugal.
At the same time, run her business. And I was like, I don't know how you're going to do this, but if you want to run a successful business, you need to be able to make out time to you need to be able to make out time to run your business. You know, so maybe it's worth having, you know, to get a babysitter. You know, maybe once a week, twice a week to help out. So I think that is one way to.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, let's share the tips. You want to share the tips?
Oh, go ahead.
So we just kind of had some tips. So basically, it wasn't rainbows and butterflies for us. So for those of you who are, you know, newer and going through some tension or whatnot, like, we get it because we were there. But it was worth working through. And I mean, our lives 2.5 years later are so different than they were, you know, 2.5 years ago. Like, holy smokes. Mm-hmm. Like, even just our marriage, I mean, things are so different now. I wouldn't say with our marriage, but I mean, our marriage is better now because I think a lot of it, like, I mean, I'm more confident now because of this amazing thing that we have in our hands. We're home with our kids more. The finances. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the one part that I really love is date night, you know.
We never went on dates.
Yeah, and, you know, if your husband is the type that doesn't like going out, maybe you should, you know, initiate it, you know. You should, you know, plan a day, you know, plan a date, you know. If you can afford to maybe take a day off, you know, just have a sitter, watch the kids while you guys just go out of town just for a day, do it. It's worth it, you know. And when you guys do it, you don't even have to talk about the business, you know. And once he starts seeing that, trust me, I mean, he's gonna want you to keep doing this business, and he's gonna say, you know, hey, what was that thing you're doing? I mean, why did you set this up? You know, or Plex says, okay, I just want you to keep doing it, you know. So date nights, I think was a big game changer for us.
Yeah. You know? Well, and that's the thing, like, our quality of time is different now. Like, before, like I said, it was watching TV every night. Like, that was our normal, because we were exhausted. We had no income. Well, I don't say it, no income. We had no extra money for that stuff. And now it's like, we get to do fun things. We get to plan for those fun things. But there are nights that I'm not watching TV because I'm working my business, you know? So we'll just share some of the tips we have, and then there's some questions over here that we definitely want to get to. But basically, I think for us, what helped is over communicating on everything. You know, like, okay, here's what we've got going on. Here's what's happening. Like, for me, I had to learn how to over communicate on what was happening, because I couldn't just assume that he's going to be home Monday night, you know, if I don't, like, let him know, hey, now we have this going on. And along those same lines, like, after about 1.5 years, I probably, like, got better at making a schedule and having boundaries. The thing with making a schedule is, once you make that schedule and you talk to your partner about that, then you have to really, like, do your part in sticking to that. You know, like, he knows which nights are my Plexus nights. Like, Monday nights, we know I'm going to be in the office from about 8 until 10 doing Plexus team stuff. And, but then he knows, okay, Friday nights, Amber's not doing Plexus, you know, unless she's out of town doing an event or something. Like, Friday nights are our time to go on date nights and have family night. And But, you know, it wouldn't be fair to him to make the schedule like, okay, Monday nights are my Plexus nights. I need your help here, da-da-da. And then Friday nights I'm on my phone the whole time messaging people on my team, right? Like, that's not fair. So I think making that schedule and having those boundaries, and then sticking to it, you know, that's the hard part, I think, is sticking to that schedule. And it's going to ebb and flow, but I think doing your best to stick to those priorities and boundaries.
I think one of the things I love, or I just, whenever I talk to people, kind of encourage them, because you guys have probably heard this, but sometimes we tend to work on our weaknesses, you know, and we try to, you know, fix that. But I think what we need to be doing is just working on our strengths, really, you know, and so, you know, look at your husband's strengths. You know, what does he love doing? You know, is he a numbers person? Okay, let him have the numbers. You know, give them, tell him how, you know, hey, this is what I'm trying to spend, you know, for an event, or this is what I'm trying to do, you know, to promote my business. What do you think? You know, can you help me run the numbers here? You know, that's one example. Another thing is, you know, for the guy, you know, I don't know, I mean, most guys, they love, I don't know, some of them like to plan things, you know, get him involved in, you know, maybe planning one of your events, you know, that could be a strength of his. So just whatever it is, you know, don't look at, you know, the fact that he's not doing what you want him to do, but rather just have him work on something that he's really good at, you know, what he's really, I mean, really just his strengths, you know, just focus on that.
Yeah, no, that's so good, because like, we know that this journey, if you start comparing, then you're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to be frustrated in your personal journey. And then the same with your spouse. Like, for some, you know, couples, it works. Like, he has his thing, she has her thing. And, you know, they respect each other's stuff that they've got going on, but the stuff doesn't really merge. And if that's what works for you, that's, you know, more power to you. I think that's what we kind of did in the beginning. And then we realized it wasn't working for us. And so we had to make those changes. But it would have been easy for me to look at other couples that are like working the business together hand in hand and be like, well, we're not doing Rock the Pink Live every Monday night. Like, what's wrong with us? You know, but that's not who we are. That's not our personalities. And that's not our passion, you know, together with this. So like Obi said, just utilizing each other's strengths. You know, I can't look at him and be like, okay, now you need to run Monday Night Huddle if that's not his passion, you know, like, if that's not his thing, then I shouldn't expect it. But thankfully, I married my opposite, so it works out really well. Like, I don't like going to the post office. He doesn't mind. Like, he actually is like, likes doing that kind of stuff. He's really good with numbers, like I said. So I'll be like, hey, you know, how much should I spend on this month? You know, I want to go visit my team in Illinois. When should I go? You know, how does that look? What flight should I do? Like, he's really good at that kind of stuff.
And I think sometimes with guys, I mean, they won't admit it, but when you get to the point where your significant other is actually making more money than you are, there's this pride that kicks in, you know, and it's just a typical guy thing. So, I mean, sometimes, you know, what I think, you know, what we probably need to start doing is, like I said, just kind of get him involved. Don't make him feel like, okay, hey, I'm making more money right now, you know, you do whatever I tell you to do. You know, I have to do this right now, or else, you know, we're not going to survive. No, you know, but instead just look at it as, hey, this is our business. We're doing this together, and I really need your help for me to even, you know, to take this business to the next level. I really need your input, you know. what are ways that I can maybe grow this business, or I'm trying to, like she was saying, I'm trying to spend money, on this particular thing. How much can I actually, spend? Just get him involved, make him feel like, okay, he's actually part of the business and not necessarily, just tagging along,
Well, and I think that was part of our problem in the beginning. Like when I caught that vision of, oh my gosh, like there are emeralds and diamonds making like 6 figures. I'm like, do you know what this could do for our family and our dreams? I think I was like so excited about the possibility that I didn't include him in like the dream part of it and like the vision of what this could do for us. Instead, I was just like on a mission to make it happen. But I think like that came across like, I mean, for us, like he's the leader of our home and stuff. Like I think that came across as like, Amber thinks she needs to save me from the day, like she's going to be the hero. And that's not typical. That's not typically what a man wants his wife to do. Like he doesn't need her to come in and save the day. And, so I think that was kind of a tension that we had, because I was like, I saw it as a good thing. I'm like, this is going to be life-changing for our family. But he saw it as, okay, she thinks she needs to like help me with my life, So I think we had to just talk and communicate about what this could do for our family and how we can both do this together. So, okay, let's go through the questions real quick, babe. Sarah says, what tips can you give husbands? No, that was it. What tips can you give husbands when they take on their own business under their wives? Any challenges they may face?
What tips can you give husbands?
Call her boss lady. Just kidding. And ma'am. Just kidding.
When they take on their own business, okay.
Like they sign up.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. I think it's amazing, if you have a husband sign up under you. Again, like you said, this business you're running is just not you running this business, but you guys are actually running this together. So honestly, it's actually going to make you guys stronger. It's actually going to make you guys, grow even closer together, because now you guys are running, and you guys may not look at it right now, but this is a multi-million-dollar business. You got empire that you guys are actually building. You may not see that right now, but just knowing that you guys both have the vision to run this business together will definitely take you guys places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. I'm reading the comments because they're funny. Christy said her hubby went from being perturbed to supporting, sharing, and talking Plexus daily. It took time. Yes. Another thing, you guys, like, let him be a product of the product. Like, I know there's some men that are stubborn and just won't take a pill or whatever. Do what you have to do, like, to get it down the hatch, because for the first couple of weeks, I would like shake up your pink drink, leave it on the counter for you. And then once he really started to feel the benefits of it, I mean, he would be the one coming home from work raving about his energy and focus, and he noticed differences. I think that helped too, realizing like, okay, we have products that work. It's not just this girly pink drink.
Right.
So let's see. Jill said Dave now knows that Mondays and Tuesdays, are reserved for Plexus meetings. And Tristan says that George is the same way. Okay, let's see. And then did you want to answer Maureen's question? Maureen said that they have their own business. Yes, they own their own business, and her husband thinks that she's serving 2 masters. What to do?
What to do? I don't
take your edge.
Just well, I think like what Amber was saying. Get him to get him to use the product. I mean, that's really all I can say, because I know for me, I kind of was that way at first until I started taking the product, and I kid you not, it changed the way. It changed my diet. I mean, the way I eat, and
he was craving things like cauliflower and kale chips.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
And
where are those in the grocery store?
I kid you not. The first few months, I lost what 2
pant sizes.
2 pant sizes. just on the product. So, I mean, when I saw the product the first time, I didn't think it was ever going to work, you know. But I just kept taking it, and I don't know, I just became a believer. So,
I think also, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think also for men, like we were talking about, getting them to an event, especially like if you know, your husband has any experience with like a business or corporate America or anything along those lines. Obi going to Leaders Retreat in 2014 was good, but he didn't come to any of the meetings. So he was there for like the experience and the free time, and like we got to go to Magic Kingdom, and that was really cool. But he came to convention in 2015 in Phoenix. And so that was a year and a half into my journey, you guys. At that point, we would go back to the hotel room, and he was like, babe, this company is legit. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like almost emerald. So thanks for noticing.
Yeah. So I would say just take him to events, you know, just.
Or like you like seeing the CEO and the CMO and like them like.
Yeah. And just really meeting other people, you know,
Yeah.
Just meeting other guys and other couples, you know, that were in this business together. I think it was just worth it. So, yeah, it took me a while, but I'm glad she invited me. I'm glad, you know, she took me on, you know, took me to these, you know, some of these events, you know, and now I'm the one pushing us.
He's the one booking all this stuff.
I'm like, come on, let's go, you know, let's do this. So I would just say, just keep him involved, you know, just.
Yeah.
Keep sending him, you know, taking him to events. And
but I think that's the thing, like with guys who've like been in, you know, jobs since they've been an adult or whatever, like they see the integrity of our leaders in the company, and I think that stands out so much, you know, because you would always rave about like the integrity of the leadership, and so I think that means a lot to guys to see that we're a part of a good company like that. Kayla said she shoved the pink drink down her husband's throat. Now he's hooked. Yeah, you can always look into getting an IV or something while he's sleeping. Maybe that'll. We have a lot of nurses on here. Yes, Maureen said, don't forget he's a pharmacist. He's tried the pink drink. Guess I'll have to keep trying. Yes. And that's the thing, like, you know your own husband, you know, like what drives him? Like what are his passions? What motivates him? Is it the research, you know, like knowing what these ingredients are and what they're doing for people? You know, is it the business side of it? You know, a lot of men can be motivated by show me the money, you know, like how is this business going to work for our family? So all of our husbands are so different. I mean, some of us are married to men that just want to like help other people, you know, like if they're a yellow, then that's the angle you go from. If they're a blue and they want to travel, that's when you get them to the events. You know, you're like, hey, Hawaii next year, July 31st, got to qualify, you know? So really assess who you're married to, you know, who your significant other is, and figure out those angles that will really capture his attention, you know? And it's not going to be overnight. It's not going to be the simplest thing, but it's so worth it. Like, are you glad I didn't give up?
Well, I'm glad you didn't, because again, like I said, she's tried this before, you know, network marketing, and so yeah, I'm glad, you know, you didn't give up, you know.
Sweet. Did you guys have any other questions? Feel free to unmute yourself and we can make this a little bit more interactive. I'm gonna end the recording though. Maybe this one like updated itself.